Lauren, when we think of secondhand clothing, we don't necessarily think of luxury goods. What made you think of launching a secondhand marketplace for luxury goods?
You know, I was living in abroad for a few years, and it was really being there on a budget and experiencing a different market that made me realize that consignment didn't have to emote, that feeling of mothballs or the feeling of being in a store for hours and not being able to find something great. So it was that experience, and then coming back to Canada, really understanding that there was a big marketplace opportunity for a high-end resale site.
When we think about luxury goods, though, we also think about the quality, the authenticity of it, the value of it. How do you get around or making sure that all the products are as valuable as people expect them to be?
So we have a multi-point in-house authenticity process, and we also only take items that are either brand new or very gently loved. So we don't deal in well-worn or vintage, and that was a business decision from the beginning because we wanted to make sure that the customer journey was really exceptional, and it was people getting an item and feeling that same feeling that they would feel if they went to a luxury retailer and spent 3 or 4 times as much money.
How do you go about ensuring you have enough product for demand?
The Canadian market, is really relatively untouched. So we have traditional consignment stores. We really focused early on investing in the technology. So making it as easy as possible for sellers to be able to send us their items. So we have a very simple online form, generates a waybill, and they take it to any Canada Post, and we pay for the shipping. So through making it a very seamless process, we found that people are really excited to send us their items.
What technologies are you using to improve the shopping experience?
We have plenty of new technologies we've invested in, especially from the consignment side. But where we think it's really important is to eliminate any friction from the minute you decide, I haven't worn this in a while, to be able to get it out your door and get it to us and have us sell it on your behalf. And looking into the future, we really see this idea of almost a digitized closet and the ability for items to go out and in and making it as easy and seamless as possible for you to do that.
Some people are nervous about buying products online. How do you combat that?
The most searched items are really high-end handbags. People love to look for that. But the most purchased items are actually a little more of an entry level. So we do see there's an educational aspect around this, and it's building trust with those consumers. When we think of secondhand or resale, I think most people, if they were in that market, have had a bad experience with an eBay or a peer-to-peer marketplace. So we really invest in understanding that getting you as a consumer through the door, as soon as you see our process and our product and how beautiful it is, that you'll come back.
We're seeing a lot of e-commerce companies move to bricks and mortar stores. What are your plans for this space?
Yeah, that's a really good point. We've seen the cost of customer acquisition just skyrocket, and companies get in a really bad situation where they're constantly raising money to pay for customer acquisition. And they do often end up now going back to the bricks and mortar. So for us, we're establishing a very unique on-brand retail play and really elevating the customer journey for resale. So we're actually building out our permanent space in Calgary right now, and we're looking at a pop-up concept in Toronto for the fall, where you're gonna come in the door, it's gonna feel very like New York hotel lobby. We'll have a beautiful consignment bar. You can grab a cappuccino, go through an iPad. We'll have stylists there to assist you. And the whole point of that is to really understand that being solely e-commerce has its downsides as well, and companies have really seen that. So we're trying to find that balance for our company.
And what are the growth plans for the company?
Global domination for Canada, of course, in our near sight term. But there's really big international opportunities for Canadian companies because of our dollar, where we see that the buy advantage to the US or to Asia or other countries be really important.
Why is it important for you and the company to have a presence and meet people here in the Valley?
It's really important because, our long-term strategy has always been building relationships, and especially being in the Valley, they're the first ones to say that that's the most important thing in a partnership is those relationships. So we really want to, for the upside, partner with people who have seen around the corner in businesses before. We're 4 years in, we're still a startup, but we really look forward to making those connections, and the Valley has really provided that for us.